Hello, I'm Tullia, and this is my speech on my goals and expectation for this class and this semester. Every form of communication is an opportunity to leave an impression. Not everyone is given an audience that's willing to listen and speak and ramble for however long they are. This class will help me better myself as a communicator, both written and orally. And by taking Speech 101, I expect to improve on my organization, my pacing, and my engagement through lots of exposure and practice. For starters, to improve my organization, it ultimately comes down to the writing and the backbone or the skeleton for my speech. Without a proper solid writing background, a speech would lack any sort of order, flow. The biggest way that I can implement a more organized speech is through an outline. I've used an outline for this assignment and our classmate introductions that we did last week, and they proved to be pretty efficient and helpful and for me to organize my ideas beforehand. And so when I go up to speak, I kind of know what I'm going to say beforehand and what order to. Within my outline, I typically like to follow a formal format of the beginning, middle, end. I think that it helps me connect my ideas in the best way. Now, to organize my speech, I kind of take a similar approach by making speaking notes to help guide my speech and help me know what I'm going to say next. With an outline and lots of rehearsing for my speech, I think that I can definitely improve my organization. To add on, I think that I want to improve my pacing and rhythm when I speak because a good pace is crucial to a good presentation. I'm sure we've all had people that have talked really slow or really fast, and it's really hard to follow or it's really gruesome to follow. I tend to naturally speak faster because I'm a fast reader and I also think really fast. So when I get nervous, I tend to speak faster. One thing that I want to implement for my pacing and rhythm to help slow myself down is by including natural pauses to allow my audience to process and soak what I'm saying, but to also allow me to slow down my pace and also maintain my rhythm. Another goal of mine is to better my engagement. If the audience is bored and they don't want to listen, I feel that I failed myself as a presenter. Some of my favorite lectures have been from professors or teachers who have been extremely invigorating and exciting. And I know what it feels like to sit in a chair and listen to someone speak, and it's either really boring or it's really exciting. And I want to replicate that energy that I felt from my previous teachers to allow my audience to feel similar feelings. I think that engagement is what makes the audience want to hear your next line or your next hook. It keeps them engaged, you know? If I want to strengthen my speech, I need to have good eye contact, good body posture, and more interactive things. Good eye contact helps create a connecting feel rather than me like looking at my shoes or at the ceiling or if I have index card at those. And body posture kind of goes in line with good eye contact of just keeping my speech open and inviting rather than me kind of going like this, which I know I do a bad job of. But I also want to make my speech more creative and unique with interactivity, maybe asking questions or saying something to keep their attention because ultimately it will allow the audience to more actively listen and maybe remember more of what I'm saying. Overall, speech is going to be a challenge to teach me to keep my organization, my pace, and my engagement better, make it better. And I need to be expected to present my ideas in a formal order for my peers to understand. If it's unclear or incoherent, people are going to be lost and not sure what I'm saying. I also need to keep a steady rhythm to ensure that they can follow me. I think the most difficult thing of this class is that I only get one chance to go up there and speak in front of everybody. One chance, which means that I need to ensure that when I go up there to speak that I have all of those qualities that I was talking about, an organization, a pace, and engagement, because ultimately this is the only chance that I have to make an impression on people or deliver a message efficiently. Like I said earlier, speech is an opportunity that not everyone gets. Not everyone gets to go up and speak in front of their peers or their audience, and the people actually want to listen. I think this class will present multiple chances for me to improve my skills that will follow me throughout life. Furthermore, public speaking is something that will help me professionally if I want to have any sort of leadership positions, and I need to have good speaking skills to motivate or guide my classmates or my peers, or in my career, if I have any sort of meetings with clients or customers, or even with my coworkers, I need to be able to properly deliver my ideas, maybe my thoughts, my questions. This will also help me professionally or personally to help boost my confidence, because I'm willing to go up and speak in front of people I don't know and say my ideas. That's scary. A lot of people are scared to do that. And I also will be able to communicate better with people that I know and other people in my life. Lastly, this class will help me academically to succeed in other classes like this one, or just even not like this one, because I need to know how to properly talk to my other classmates, my peers, even my professors, or even collaborate for assignments. I need to know how to be able to participate and speak my voice. Now, to reflect over everything, communication is important in all aspects of life. You can see it in lots of cultures and communities. It brings people together and it brings communities to thrive. And this will help me improve in all areas of life, and it's something that I can always continue to work on. Okay, thank you for listening.